Ooh, a Rapier of Distortion. No thank you, buddy. Ooh, and they did survive long enough to get next. Oh, that's not good. Don't take me to the abyss, please. Thank you, I appreciate it. Oh, so kind to listen to our feedback. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cool, 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 and we'll just finish off these Sons of Guns. That's beautiful. You think someone calculated that you need like 80 strength for no range penalty in Gold Dragon armor? Okay, jeez. Well, then I was not even close. Wizard, actually, while you're here, no pressure to answer, and of course take off anytime you'd like, but I was curious, last week I believe it was, we were talking about the maximum health record. Did that include level 3 robustness? Because I imagine it would almost have to, right? I do remember that you did mention to me all of the pieces of it, but unfortunately I just could not recall as we were talking about robust level 3 here today. Because yeah, fortunately Jivya handed that our way nice and early on, and that was pretty fantastic stuff. And let's see, our iridescent scales receded some, that's fine. Feel resistant to heat twice. Ooh, don't mind if I do. Can kind of check these out here. Fire resistance times 2 is lovely. And we're up to, yeah, 8 dexterity as well. Holy moly. Not too shabby there. I mean, I guess there's no real reason for me to even be doing this. We already got the rune. So should I just get out of here? Is this bad for our health to potentially stick it out even for this duration? Because I feel like we might very quickly find ourselves in a completely untenable situation. We're not gaining a heck of a lot out of it, so that's fine. It did? You did about 100 pen floors with Jivya for Robust 3? Oh, jeez. Jeez. But makes sense. Still very cool that you managed to attain that, and congrats. And yeah, I feel like, you know, with both Zoe and you Wizard mentioning it, so many people are sick now. I mean, it's definitely that time of year, at least in Canada. I don't know how regional that is, or if it's a pretty universal thing, that November, December area is when it's just spreading around like wildfire. Definitely seems like it with like flu seasons and when flu shots come out, but again, I don't know if that's me being very closed-minded or very like region locked in that regard. But regardless, we did manage to get our 3rd rune here today, so that is fantastic, and we could actually start trying to see about winding this down, which is wild. I mean, it's weird, not going through slime kind of, I guess, by definition, reduce the amount of total experience that we'll be gathering throughout the course of the run. But that might be fine and offset by Jivya mutations, giving us these amazing defensive attributes is wild. Let's see, 40% chance that Sentinel's Mark is not great. Oh, but I can switch my flight ring for the willpower, and that should hopefully reduce that to a bit more reasonable. 13% is definitely more reasonable, though unfortunately not low enough, as we do get marked there. Oh, not the end of the world, fortunately, so that's fantastic. Right, and I have no cold resistance, so I should probably be a little more cognizant of those frost hearts and making sure that we don't find ourselves in a bit of a nasty situation there. Ooh, more salamanders though, or lindworms, I guess. Just, you know, while I'm sitting in this state of increased fire resistance, seems like a good time for those Sons of Guns to show up. It's not unexpected. You had like 3 years without colds, etc., so now nobody has good immune response. Very true. Yeah, no, there's so many of those little contributing factors that came from COVID. I mean, for me, the largest one that has impacted my life is, you know, I just earlier was mentioning about how terrible I am with time perception, and that is only gone worse post-COVID, where now I just have no idea when or if anything happened. And if you asked me what things were like 3 years ago, I don't think I could give you a reasonable answer to save my life. But it was definitely interesting. Like schools immediately when most of the quarantines ended, yeah, sickness was just flying around for sure. It's like the start of summer where you are, so there wouldn't usually be too much sickness going around. Okay, yeah. Interesting. Well, then I'm sorry to hear it, and I hope that it passes for you relatively quickly, of course. Nice, we can... Ooh, that was a bad choice. Potions of resistance, I think, are strictly necessary. But yeah, below we at least had protection from all of the ice, seeing as how we had no walls around us. Panicked a little bit at seeing the Yaktar captain turn the corner, but it probably would have been smartest for me to just keep on keeping on as we stood there. Okay, bye Susan, let us get some acid walls, and then unfortunately we only have one potion of haste here. Jeez. What else can I do? I can put out a bunch of clouds. I can put out a carbon copy of our wizard dragon friend here. No, I think, yeah, they must have abjuration, because that was not very long lasting whatsoever. Fortunately, the damage output on ranged users is absurd, so we do manage to take out the strong unique without too much ado about anything here, so that's beautiful. So you're in a winter wonderland, you have 50 centimeters of new snow in your garden, nice. We're at a conspicuous lack of snow here in Calgary at the moment. In fact, I think it's getting slightly warmer over the next couple days, and then it's supposed to snow again. I don't know, everything's been super out of whack when it comes to weather, because we got a huge jump of snow. I think it was a good, like, 40-50 centimeters about midway through October, and then it barely stuck around. It was maybe there for 2 weeks, maybe as much as 3 in some places, before just completely melting. And that's weird, even with our, I mean, we've always had weird weather in this area. Calgary is very renowned for its Chinooks that roll through. They cause huge swings in weather, and we'll have like 20-30 degree days in the middle of winter randomly crop up here or there. But it's definitely a weird mix. Okay, a heavy arbalist. I think we recently tried a heavy crossbow build, and it was quite interesting. I mean, obviously just huge amounts of damage output, but at the cost of absurdly slow attack speed, which is never grand. Okie dokie, let us finish off these sons of guns real quick. Perfect. And yeah, so Rogo, do you know off the top of your head if Slimify works with ranged weapons? Because we did some minor experimentation with that earlier, and it was not very conclusive. You've never actually been in snow? Yeah, it's definitely an interesting time. I'm a pretty big fan of snow. I enjoy it a lot, but I know that's not always a popular opinion. I mean, in general, I feel like with most weather, my mind tries to make the best of it, and so I almost always enjoy it. I take the same thought pattern towards like traveling, where I always try to psych myself up so that prior to leaving home, I'm just super excited to go on my trip. And then towards the end of the trip, I start to hype myself up about going home and all the things I'll gain there. And it's very much the same with seasons, where I feel like every time the seasons are on the cusp of turning over, I just start to get myself really excited about whatever's coming up next. So, you know, being as we're still early winter here, I'm still very much riding the winter's awesome train. Plus, I definitely grew up doing a lot of snow things, at least in my older teen years. Younger teen, I was in no snow as well, but as I've gotten older, I've been in Canada for longer and longer now. Man, it's weird looking back and being like, oh, I used to love that I could say that I wasn't in Canada the majority of my life. but now it's by far the higher number there. At least for living. And it also, you know, growing up also realized that that doesn't actually matter or mean anything really at the end of the day here. Because everywhere is awesome in its own way. And in fact, I really enjoy Canada as a location. I think we have a lot of our own problems as a country, but as a location, pretty swell. Especially northern Canada, or anywhere that gets a little bit closer to the wilds, I guess. Even being in Calgary is not too bad. I love going out into the mountains, and having the mountains be like a 20-30 minute drive is pretty sweet. But yeah, I visit my family up north, and I just love the fresh air, of course. But we get another set of mutations here. Stronger ×2. Acid begins to drip from our mouth again. So I believe that combos with spit poison. Still haven't seen the double whammy of spit poison level 2 as well as acidic saliva. But maybe, just maybe, that's up and coming here in just a moment. Who is to say at the end of the day? Need to use the staff for unarmed? Yeah, I guess what would I potentially want to do for that? Because I could start training unarmed, seeing as how I keep telling myself that I'm in a weird spot of not knowing what to train. So that does seem to be a valid option. And I've been carrying around the Staff of the Meek this entire time as well, which is a pretty awesome one. It's not even that long of a trip for one of the mountains down south through the snow. That's very true, actually. Do you not see much snow on the northern part of the island? I guess that makes sense, location-wise. But I was curious, even for lately, I'm surprised that you haven't been subject to all the wild whims of weather that the world seems to have seen. Because I know at least in North America, way further south than normal, have been receiving snow for the last couple of years. And it's always weird because, yeah, if you don't have the infrastructure in place in a metropolitan environment like a city, it can be so brutal when you get even the slightest amount of snow. Like, it's wild that even an inch of snow can just completely destroy a city's ability to function over the course of a day. Hope I didn't want that hand crossbow. No, I think I'm okay without it, but yeah, such is the life of a Jivya worshipper. I guess probably actually hand crossbow would have been a pretty solid idea. At least it would have allowed us to potentially invest into shields, which I'm always a big fan of, but we'll be fine. Not the end of the world at the end of the day. And let's just finish off the last wee bit of Vaults 3 here. Unfortunately, we still haven't found any triple crossbows. I mean, who's to say whether those have or have not shown up and been demolished by our friendly army here? But it is what it is. Holy moly, and that's quite the set of resistances. I mean, who needs a shield when you have large bone plates across the entirety of your body? Perfect. 29 AC and 22 evasion is a pretty solid get for us here. Of course, the downside being that it is not only not guaranteed to stick around, but it's very likely that it will at some point go by the wayside. But okay, I believe that, yeah, that looks to be the only portal area. Mark Trap is going to make it a little rougher to try and make our way over that direction, but that's fine. Especially since there was a downstairs near, or a lot closer to it, I believe. In fact, this wasn't even the one I was thinking of. Let's try one more time, for good measure. And, oh, hello. Hello there, friends. Goodbye. And let's head up towards that caravan, shall we? Oh my gosh, money. That's also a very rare thing to see here. I also... Oh, is it dangerous for me to drop stuff? Probably is. I guess I should drop, like, artifacts. Staff of the Meek is not going to be eaten. But I'm also paranoid now. Boomerangs. I don't need those. And what else? What else? Noise and degeneration we already got rid of. Attraction, I'm probably not going to be using anytime soon. Definitely had wild weather. There's a record flooding not that long back. True, that's definitely another avenue that the weather escapades have taken. So that is a good point. But cool heal wounds, very likely to be an option for us there. Embroidered scarf. I guess a scarf of resistance would be huge. No guarantee that that is indeed or in fact what that is, but one can dream. Rapier of speed, no thank you. Potion of experience, I'm probably okay. Ooh, and haste as well. I think I can actually afford everything I want here, or at least a decent portion of it, a decent enough portion of it, I should say. Start with the expensive scarf that's hopefully... No, it's a scarf of harm, son of a... Gosh darn it. Oh, man. But... Healing potions, let's just grab a bunch of those, a metric buttload as it were. And then let's also grab haste potions. Oh, sure. Even more heal wounds. Why the heck not? Perfect. I guess I could buy an ID like Brilliance if I wanted, but meh. Not too plussed one way or the other, but I'll pick up some of this garbage just in case we still want it at any point in the future, though it's very likely that it will be joining its original fate there and being thrown down to the ground at some point over the course of the run. Hello, my Etten friend. And cool, let's hopefully just blast through the last remaining bit of Vaults 4 here, and then we can start to head off towards the end game. This might be one of the faster runs, even though I'm remiss to even mention that, seeing as how I feel like if the karmic gods are listening, they're just going to immediately refute that and throw my words back in my face in just a few short moments here, but that's fine. Even if it slows us down a little bit, this has still been a very quick and productive start to the run as we just smashed our way through most of the early sections of the dungeon. Of course, getting that free slime rune definitely plays a huge factor in that. Can't be remiss to mention that. +2 helmet. Right, can't even wear you because somebody decided that I looked better with antennas than without. Which, you know, that's cool. I'm not an all-knowing, all-powerful, formless deity of change, so what the hell do I know? The hubris is coming. Oh, unfortunately, I believe the hubris is here, and we've just been lucky enough that the run is actually strong enough to kind of support the level of overconfidence that I've been going into this with. So that's nice. Hopefully we can just hold on a little bit further here. I'd like to retain all of my blink scrolls for the journey into Zot itself, if at all possible, though I have a sneaking suspicion that we're going to end up using a fair number of those bad boys here in depths, just because I am definitely not on my toes as much as I should be for, you know, what's coming for me here. You know, if it wasn't obvious by the fact that I'm just spamming tab into a large crowd of enemies as they make their way my direction. Let's just reset that real quick. Guessing that's Deva's guarding the ziggurat entrance. Yes, sir. So let us just yoink, 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 yoink. Avoid it for the time being. Chances are, yeah, this looks like we're gonna have to skirt on by just to get the heck out of here. In fact, ooh, gonna very much be in sight of our angelic friends. Oh, never mind, got pretty lucky with positioning there, so not a care in the world. And let's otherwise, you know, take early motions to move off into the corridor here, since with our speed we would have definitely been taking some nasty hits otherwise. Not too shabby, all things considered. I'm shocked. How am I not taking more damage with my lack of resistances? I don't know, have I just been getting stupidly lucky? I'm also probably not used to playing characters with this much HP, so that helps to a certain extent. Ooh, Shard Strike. That could definitely do me in short order. I'm also using a cold branded weapon, so that doesn't seem ideal for dealing with you, my friend. Yep, and there we go. That's definitely a bit more damage than I would like. Oh, especially Frost Giant just firing through their undead compatriots there, doing Potion of Resistance fine. I hate to do it. In fact, if anything, I should have done it earlier, but hey, it is what it is, and here we are. At least we have a nice, steady supply of those in our back pocket, at least for the moment. Ooh, Buckler of Resistance. See, now I'm regretting not taking that hand crossbow. Yikes. Should I pick it up? Do I have the ability? I guess Heavy Arbalist. Let's say no to the heavy build for now here. Titan Skeleton. Hello, my friend. Goodbye. And let us hopefully relatively eventlessly finish off the rest of the area here today. Or rather, for this floor, I should say. There were more shrikes. Yay. Well, drop that son of a gun, and jeez Louise, what else can I do? I guess constricting at least helps get rid of some of your evasion, which is nice. And then for the rest of these sons of guns, we can just blast our way through slowly but surely. We do have a lot of heal wounds. Ooh, but that's not quite gonna cut it, huh? Even with my resist. Well, this is a good reality check. Torinski, take some mental notes here. This is why nobody is free from hubris. And so if I can just try to internalize that a little bit. Unfortunately, I don't think I will, because we did survive, and that generally seems to be my one-track stop for, or one-stop shop for just rolling with things. But this is definitely revealing to me that we probably need some source of resistances. Ooh, strong-willed, feel more strong-willed, so that's double. Can take another peek into our overall list here, which is getting absurdly long in the best of ways. Oh, I got 3 willpower. Holy moly. Find, I want RC plus. Please and thank you. Not great. Ring of Ice isn't quite gonna cut it. I mean, I guess we at least have 1 bit of innate fire resistance, so that's something. Woohoo. Could also just hope that we don't get any more of these cold sons of guns as we continue forward here. Could be nice. Why did I say anything? Hello, friend. So nice to see you. Please stop escaping my constriction. You could be so kind. Guess the other option, you probably are vulnerable to fire, right? Oh no, you're not, so never mind. Not the end of the world, one way or another. Speaking of end of the world one way or another, holy moly, that happened quickly. What's your total? 54 plus 27? Too much is the answer, in case anyone else out there was curious. I would like to phone a friend. Okay, that was a bit of a waste, but that's fine. Oh man. Go, Primal Weird Sting Beast, I believe in you. Go Gadget. Box of Beasts. Fantastic. Okie dokie. Well, definitely illuminating, to say the least, as to where our weaknesses do in fact lie here. And yeah, what the heck? Wave of Flaming, and you are still giving me much more trouble than I would like. But fortunately, a little bit of constriction action is just enough for us to take care of you, and then we can jump back into this with a fresh slate, a better perspective on it all. Again, not playing intelligently, but boy howdy, are we getting lucky enough that it's not too much of an issue. In fact, I do. Well, I'll fight you first. Fair enough. And then I am going to take just the briefest of breaks here. I'm going to run out and grab a refill for my drink. And then we'll be back to potentially finish off this run, or at least that seems to be the trajectory we're on right now. Wild stuff. Anyway, I'll see you in just a second. Don't go anywhere.